way of life, unchanged for centuries. Mongolia's nomadic herders, a people devoted to their animals. It's a simple but tough existence, and it's getting tougher. So many are being lured away by the bright lights of the city. Like Bechimig, who's just finished school. She now plans to move to the capital. But her father, Batu, feels torn by her decision. He worries that the way of life of his ancestors will die out.
Young people are now moving to the city more and more. I worry about it, as one has to work in order to live. One has to know the nature of work and then live and experience hardships.
I think it's difficult to live here. There are many animals that need looking after, and if you don't look after them well, their numbers will dwindle. I think it's easier to live in the city.
Batu himself once tried his luck in the city, but it wasn't all he hoped it would be.
I was living from paycheck to paycheck, and there was much need for money in everyday things such as going by bus and getting food. I couldn't save any money.
He returned to his herd, but life remains a daily struggle. Batu owns a few hundred goats, sheep and cows, but others own thousands, hoping to increase their income. There's more than 50 million livestock countrywide. It's led to an oversupply, overgrazing and desertification. A lack of animal vaccinations means livestock can't be exported. And there's little domestic demand for meat, wool and milk. Then there's the problem of remoteness. Thousands of herding families across Mongolia live hundreds of kilometres from towns and villages. It's causing many people, particularly the young, to look to the capital for schools, jobs and healthcare. In 2006, there were around 170,000 herder families spread across the country. But by last year, that number dropped to just over 150,000. That's a fall of around 12%. 3 generations of family call these grasslands home. Batu's wife is pregnant. They hope their child will carry on the ancient tradition his daughter will leave behind. A new day, and there's a lot of ground to cover. The only source of water here is several kilometres away. Nothing is provided for the people of this land. Survival means self-sufficiency, and that's why so many want to escape. Mongolia's capital, a city of 1 million people, holding hopes of wealth and comfort, where a select few enjoy the profits from the country's vast mineral reserves. But for most, it's a different story. 30% of the population live below the poverty line, and in the capital, Ulaanbaatar, around 60% live in slum-like areas on the edge of the city. This is where many herders are forced to live, gur or tent cities with no sanitation or water supply. Ganghuyik's entire herd died due to extreme weather. And things haven't worked out here either. He can't find a full-time job and struggles to support his 3 children.
I wish I had livestock to herd. My salary is not enough to make ends meet. Now, looking back, I think living in the countryside was better. But since we moved to the city, we have to stay, and I hope things will improve. Maybe someday we can go back.
But city life hasn't dampened the spirit of the nomadic people. Ganghuyuk has held on to his dreams. He still has hopes for his son, a university education and a better future. He can only pray things will improve as he struggles to make his way in this place so far from home.